while it is not illegal as the base program, the activities you might be doing involving it, even before running a ROM, are already in the borderline illegal territory.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
yeah,
the funny part,
get in trouble. They're not the ones getting their hands dirty.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought it was funny that Kotaku was getting dragged for that.
Yeah,
because they're a terrible, terrible site.
yeah.
But that's all I'm gonna say.
Of all the sites, though, Kotaku is not one I hate. They're just constantly disappointing me.
Yes.
There were worse gaming sites. A lot of them are dead now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of like the most popular one to still be alive.
Yeah.
And another thing about these sites, like, with those links, that should actually be on Kotaku's editorial team to make sure that those don't remain in there, not the individual writer. But as far as I know, the term editor at most of these sites is kind of just like a name that you throw on somebody that has no real meaning towards it.
Yeah. They don't actually, it's kind of like comic book editors.
Yeah.
They don't actually do anything. They get paid to like shit talk on Twitter.
Yeah, because like if you're actually running a real publication, an individual journalist shouldn't really be liable or responsible for most of the stuff that goes out in the publication. They're like a contract worker. It's up to the editor and the publication itself to make sure everything's fine and dandy by it goes out. In fact, it used to be that editors would cover you so you weren't liable. Journalists could go out and do their things, and if there was any heat, the publication would take it. But now, like, editors don't do shit, and they're willing to throw an individual under the bus right away. It's like, man, you have no balls. Like, yellow journalism has always been a thing from the beginning. Like, I'm not gonna like defend journalism as a profession or whatever, but like, you go back in time, at least publications used to have a backbone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all just.
We call it Jello
They're all
journalism.
Jello journalism.
Because they're spineless. I'm coining that term. It's mine now. It's Jello journalism.
Yeah. They're usually the ones attacking some spineless person, getting them to retract something or apologize for something they didn't do.
Yeah. I like Yuzu, though. So, here's my problem. I really like the Switch. I've got one. I like playing it legally. I like supporting Nintendo. Nintendo's network, their online, fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have to be. It's just the way, like, anything that's, like, personally Nintendo, they just find some way of fucking up the online because they have to reinvent the wheel every single time they do everything instead of just using what already works.
Mm-hmm.
And with Yuzu, though, because it's modded, I mean, the whole thing is basically just a mod that runs on your computer, you can play games like Smash Brothers with zero latency. And
cool.
all kinds of stuff. It's like, Nintendo, you know, I wouldn't be doing this stuff if you just made your shit better.
Yeah, have you ever noticed, like, in the eShop, that things load so slowly?
Yeah.
Like, if you just go browsing through, it's like you gotta browse like 2 steps and then wait for a second for it all to load. And it's
it's like it'll just be a bunch of gray boxes for like a minute or two.
Yeah. And it's like it doesn't do that when you go through the NES or SNES library. It just shows it as you go.
Yep.
Like it preloads it. Like, why don't they preload several pages worth?
I don't know.
Couldn't be that hard.
I could not tell you.
Makes it very obnoxious to just browse.
Well, here's another
through
thing
the
about
eShop.
the Switch Online versus the eShop, right? So the Switch Online, a lot of that stuff, there is a local cache for those games that stays on your system because you have the game downloaded, right? So they have the whole Switch Online thing is downloaded, a cache for it. The eShop doesn't keep a cache of almost anything. Like even your account information, your credit cards and all that stuff, that's on the server end. That's not on your Switch. So they just, there's no preloading. They re-give you this information every single time you load up into the eShop.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But why can't they load? Why can't they preload several pages worth of images?
Well, what I'm saying is like, why can't they give you an option to store some eShop information on your SD card or whatever?
Yeah.
That would solve a lot of the problems too. Because once it's loaded up, it's like, oh, look, all these things that are still on the front page, there's already data on your system about it. So it's just going to come up like that. Cookies. Why can't we have cookies?
Yeah. I don't know.
I get not wanting to take up system storage space because it's already pretty limited. But for people with SD cards, there should be an option to turn eShop cookies on.
Yeah. Or just a cache, like you said.
Yeah, anything. Just literally anything. I don't know. I don't know. Diablo 2 Resurrected has been having server issues that have been persisting for still weeks after it launched.
Oh, yeah.
They have not fixed it yet. Same problems it did the first time.
Yeah, I was playing online, so I had to debate myself. Do I want to play an online character or an offline character? Because I frankly don't have the time. I can't make the time commitment to be like, I'm going to make one of each, or I'm going to do multiple. Yeah. I need to make a character and play the game from beginning to end. If I want to see the whole game, you know, always journalists are saying, oh, this game's too hard, I can't experience the whole game. Well, I want to experience the whole game. But it's not a matter of it being hard, it's a matter of my time. So I had to pick, do I want to do an online character or an offline character and play that from beginning to end?
Yeah.
And character, because I'm like, well, what if later on I want to participate in the ladders or something? You know, because there's online options. You get more options when you use an online character. But, yeah, I've had disconnects. It's been incredibly annoying playing an online character because I'm like in the middle of a quest or something, and I'm halfway there, and then I get a disconnect, and I don't lose anything. My character is the same level. I have all the same items, but I have to start the quest all over because it resets the world.
Yeah.
It's so obnoxious.
It is dumb. Like, this is also like the biggest complaint that everybody has with online games, right? Like always online. MMOs, obviously there's no way around something being always online. That's the point of an MMO. But Diablo's not an MMO. You can play Diablo 2, the old version, exactly as is, by yourself all the way through. And in the old version too, it was pretty easy to just connect with people. They've actually made it harder to play Diablo 2 in this version of the game because of the way they decided to handle it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. How do you fuck this up?
In the original, could you start offline and then go online with that?
Yeah, you could connect a character via... I don't remember exactly online, but you could connect a character via LAN play, right?
Yeah.
So you could always even create like a VLAN network with people. I forget how it worked with the online connection, though. They might have still been two different characters, but like, I think I only ever played with people via LAN anyway, so like it was never a problem. It was so easy to connect with people.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, is that they force you to they separate out online and offline characters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what if I want to just play offline so I don't get disconnects and I don't get, world resets in the middle of playing and all that bullshit. But then I want to play online with it occasionally.
Well, that's because offline characters are easy to hack, and they don't want people using modded characters online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's fucking stupid. It's all fucking
Well, it's like,
stupid.
yeah. Yeah, I get it.